Hello, and welcome to Film Slam Stream's post-film conversation for Acquaintance. My name is Eric Siler. I'm a professor of film, media arts, and communication, as well as moderator for this conversation. We are very pleased to be joined by the director of Acquaintance, Ivan Smirnov. Ivan has lived in Moscow. He's currently in Moscow now most of his life. He studied to be a translator from Arabic, but had little work in the profession. Since then, he has changed many occupations. Nowadays, he's been a photographer and a press center at a large state hospital. And in his spare time, he loves shooting films, which is a great hobby of his. He currently lives in a decent neighborhood in Moscow and has two cats, and he has collaborated on a couple of new pictures as well too. So hello, Ivan, and welcome.
Hello. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, good. So we have students joining us today, and some of the students that are joining us are actually taking Russian. Can you say a special hello to our Russian-speaking students?
Привет, друзья. Я очень рад попасть на эту встречу. Пусть она проходит и в интернете. В общем, очень приятно всех вас увидеть и познакомиться с вами.
Well, thank you for that greetings to them. I'm sure they appreciate it. Oh, let's get right into it. Acquaintance, short, powerful, impactful, creepy, intense, all of the above. Oh, how did you come up with this idea? Did you have a dream one night? Did you fall asleep on a trolley car? What happened?
Well, initially I wanted to practice my skills, to do something short, something brief, and all the creativity was put into strict frames. I knew that I needed minimum actors, lowest rent price of the set, minimum crew, and of course I needed a conflict for the story. And at that time I thought that the simplest of conflicts is a situation between a boy and a girl, and it is also interesting for both genders, plus a drop of suspense. People love that feeling, and so that was the recipe of the plot and the initial idea.
Well, it was a very interesting idea, short and impactful. So, how long did it take? Probably a couple hours, three at the most. Tell us how long it took to shoot this film.
Well, it took us 4 nights to get the material on camera. We threw all the material from the first night into trash can because we got problems with the girl's costume, with her coat. It was given to us by the owner only for one night, and at that time I thought that one night and two cameras would be enough to shoot a 3 minute short picture, and I was very wrong. So after the first day we needed to start from scratch. We got 2 nights with actors and one night without actors to shoot all the small details like closing doors, to get some sounds from the night tram. So after that I got 2 days of post-production, and of course before that I got about 2 weeks of planning and casting. So let's say altogether it took us 3 weeks and 4 days of shooting.
It was very intense shooting there. Let's talk a little bit about the shooting. So you had problems with the costume. You actually shot in a trolley car. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that was the location that you shot on. How did you actually shoot on a trolley car? Did you have to wait until the system shut down? How
uh,
did that work?
well, we were waiting for the last trolley car and going through with it through all the way through until it went to the depot or to the station, and it was late night, everything was closed, and I had to pay for the taxi to get all the crew members home. So it was actual trolley car, yeah.
Okay. And the organization that runs the trolley system didn't have a problem? Did you have to rent time from them? Did you have to pay a
No,
fare?
no,
How did
no,
that
no.
work?
We were lucky So they didn't ask us anything. And there was a funny situation. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
fine. Hit a
sorry.
kitty. That's fine. He wants to be in a film. Oh, shit.
We got a funny situation one night because one of the passengers thought that the girl was really bad. So he thought that I'm sorry.
Bring the kitty on.
So one of the passengers thought that the girl was really bad. He got scared, and we thought that that was a compliment to our makeup artist. So realistic this car was.
She was. So yeah, that was one thing I wanted to ask is, so the makeup artist did a great job of with the blood and so forth. But the makeup artist not only did that, the makeup artist also worked on Katerina on her outfit as well too.
Well, for her outfit, for Katerina's outfit, we got a production designer girl, and she was responsible for all the clothes of the actors.
It is well, that's great because that really showed well because this is one of those films that you can watch without the sound and you can almost interpret the characters just by the way you shot them, their clothing, their mannerisms. So that was really good. How did you cast this film? Did you know these actors or did you hold auditions?
I held auditions in a bar within a day. We invited all the guys from the internet, well, who we have been looking for the actors on the internet. We invited them to the bar, and I was casting them with my crew within a day in a bar.
That's you got that. So you didn't know them at all, and
No, not at all.
That worked out well with them. And in terms of shooting this, notice the trolley was kind of in motion at some point. Was the trolley actually in motion, or did you use some type of camera technique to make it appear that it was in motion?
No, it was a real trolley car going through its way, and we have been just traveling with it and until it went to the last station, to the terminal station.
Oh, so when the trolley car was going, weren't people trying to get on the trolley cars since
That
you were?
that was the last trolley car. So there were there were not so many people, and we were lucky to shoot without having them in the frame.
See. Oh, good. Very, very creative work. And I guess you warned them as they got on that we're shooting a film.
Of course we did.
With that. I see. Okay, really good work there. I just want to let everyone know we're almost halfway through our conversation with Ivan Smirnov, the director of Acquaintance. If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A portal and we'll get to them as time allows. Let's get to the story itself. This guy apparently is a little off, and he's looking for his next acquaintance, I guess.
Yes.
And that was the point of the film, in which I guess the girl that he allegedly murdered is someone that he met, and he's looking for his next victim. Is that how the story needs to be interpreted?
Yes. It is so. It is truly so. Well, I always wondered what would happen to him in the future. So I even sometimes think about writing the second part of the story.
And what will happen in the second part?
Well, I don't know yet, but I think it is very interesting.
It is very interesting. Okay, so and I noticed Katerina hands her card over. Did you have the business card made up especially just for this film?
Yes, the card was made especially for this film.
Okay, very good detail work there. And the script, you wrote this the script, and how many revisions did you go through and write in this script? Even though it was short, I guess you were trying to really give us a deep sense of these characters.
It was much longer. The script initially was much longer. We got more than 5 reviews with my co-writer. So more than half of the material was left on the cutting room floor after the shooting. The initial script was much longer.
Well, so what was left? What was left on the cutting room floor? What didn't we see in this film?
You know, I think that all this stuff, all the ideas that did not work for the story, they were ruthlessly cut off. Only the essence, the essential parts of the story. If the storyline is not lost without a couple of sequences, these sequences should be ruthlessly cut off. I think a good director should have the courage to do so.
So give me an example of one thing that you cut off.
Well, their dialogue was very long, like lots of words and no getting closer to the end, like blah 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 blah. And I was looking at it and like, why do I need that? So I cut the very much from the dialogue. I didn't need that long dialogue in such a short picture.
I see. So, the intent of the film, did he actually murder the girl on the train, on the trolley, or did and he met? Is that how we're supposed to take that the murder took place?
That is another story of how he did it.
Okay, but you want us to think that did he? Do you think? I guess he used a weapon. You want to leave that to the imagination. You
Yes.
didn't want to tell that.
Yes.
Okay, I see. So, a couple. We have a question that's come in. They want to know is uh, why didn't the guy decide to leave with the girl instead of going back to his cousin? Because I guess they're asking, she's already dead, so let me move on to my next victim. Well, I guess why did you choose to tell the story that way? And
well, I didn't even thought about it, you know.
okay. Okay, it's just a interesting question. I mean, people have different perspectives on it.
Why you mean why did he leave the dead girl and move on for the living one?
Exactly. He knew she was dead. He could have just gone on.
Maybe I could tell you the answer to this question in the next picture. As I have said in another story about him.
I see.
Why he acts like that? Why is this? Why his modus operandi is like this?
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about the reception of this film? What people thought of it after you showed it to them?
Well, most of the audience loved it very much. It got mostly positive reviews. Some people could predict the finale, but anyway, they liked it because it is simple and it is coherent, like the image, the sound, the color. It is one solid piece. It is smooth and it looks fine and it works fine. So as for the participants of the process, I could say that the guy who played the main role, I have seen him before the New Year's Eve. He told me that this work in this picture, his part, was one of the most exciting experiences in his life.
Oh, good. That's a good compliment to you and the crew. That's great. Congrats on that. We have another question coming in. are we to interpret to the main guy as a Hannibal? I'm not sure if you're
Yeah,
familiar with
yeah,
the
yeah.
Hannibal.
I was Hannibal inspired me to like not to make this character, but I was thinking about Hannibal when I was writing the script, of course.
Right, a modern day Hannibal in that sense. So it's a good question. We
Yes,
have
yes,
some smart.
yes. A little bit. He is modern Hannibal.
We have some smart people out there observing students out there. Um, so once you wrapped up the film and you started editing the film, you made these decisions to take this out, make it tight, and so forth. Overall, how do you feel about the project? Are you pleased with it? Do you wish you could have done something differently? What's your overall feeling now that everything has had a chance to settle down?
Well, it is one of my best projects. And I can say that on the moment of shooting, we did our best and we could not do any better at that time. But if I had a chance, I would have recorded the sound on the set because at that time I had no equipment and I had no specialist to record the sound on the set. So all the sound you hear in the picture, it is mostly artificial. It was recorded later on the sound studio. So that's it.
That's it. Another question we have coming in is, why did you call the film Acquaintance?
I I I like to name films simply with one word, and this word should describe the essence of the film. That's why it is called Acquaintance.
Okay. Another question is interesting. um, are people afraid of you after seeing this film? I guess are they wondering, are you really the main guy?
No, not at all. People who make horror films and thrillers, they are mostly nice guys in real life. So
Yes, exactly. They are. It's just the creativity. I just want to make it known to our
y- you
audience.
know,
It is.
y-
Go ahead.
I think it's because it's one of my first works. I think that uh, such tricks like cutthroat, it is the one of the simplest ways to get a viewer's reaction. So there's nothing really scary about me. I just was going the simplest way in the beginning, the simplest steps.
Mhm. And we have another, it's not a question, it's a comment. And they write, I really enjoyed the film. I liked how you made the film interesting without making it gory. So I guess you didn't use a lot of that creepy music and having blood coming out, but you still got the point out. So
Thank you.
um, that was your intent, not to make
Thank you.
it
Thank you.
over the top, I guess.
Yes, yes. I didn't want to make it gory at all. And I would like to comment on the girl's scar. I knew that this part will be the most important in the picture because it is the finale. So the look of her throat, and almost half of the budget was spent to make it real. So I hired a really good professional makeup artist, and it was a special part of the picture to make her look not gory but realistic. 1 or 2 seconds of realism at the end of the film, and fade out.
Right. So we're left with that. And it was a great effect because after you saw that, you had to talk to someone. You had to say, oh, you had to say something to your neighbor, or say something to yourself. So that was the intent you were going for at the end. Okay.
Uh,
Well, we're very good. Well, we're really just about out of time. Before I let you go, can you tell us what's next? I understand you have had a recent film completion. Can you tell us about that?
well, yes, I have a completed film, which is called Duty. It is a detective story, 18 minutes long, and it's a thriller. and I have already sent it to Cleveland International Film Festival, and I would be lucky. I will be lucky if you will see it. I will be really glad, and I will be really glad if you will like it. Also, I got future plans. I would like to make a drama about how falling into poverty ruins one's life. That's my future project. But also, I should say that I would like to do something later, something more difficult dramatically and technically, maybe a comedy, because a comedy is quite opposite to what I usually do. So I want to continue working in cinema industry, and I want to make bigger and better projects.
Well, that's great. We look forward to hopefully seeing Duty here in Cleveland and perhaps other festivals around the world. Someone snuck in one last question. You can answer this real quick. Is they want to know is how much did it cost to make this film? So I guess they're curious. It's so
How
short,
much
but I
did it
know.
cost?
Yes.
Well, if you give me one, maybe 2 seconds, I can tell you. I should count Russian rubles into American dollars.
Okay.
Let me
I was going to have us.
give me a second.
Okay, that's fine because
About this picture, the Acquaintance, the cost of it is about $1,000.
okay. That's really good. You really maximize that budget, when working with the makeup artists. Did you pay the actors or did they just do this for the exposure?
As far as I remember, they did it for free. Well, within the crew, the makeup artist was the most expensive. She was the most expensive member of the crew. Because the result of the film strictly was dependent from her work. It was
Exactly. Yeah. Usually, that does eat up costs as well as post production as well too, as well.
I
But
can about the budget. I can tell you that half of the budget was given to taxes to get the crew members home after the shooting.
oh,
Like, well, I can tell you a little bit more details. Half taxi, 1/4 this car, and the last fourth like equipment and little other things.
right. That too, and some food too. I'm sure you had to feed
Yes,
them
yes, of
as
course,
well
of
too.
course.
Yeah. So, but it's a lot involved, but it's so rewarding when everything comes together that the money seems secondary. You just have something that you can have with you for the rest of your life.
Of
So
course, of course.
So thank you so much for sharing this time with us. We really, really appreciate it too.
Well, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. Well, if anybody wants to get acquainted with me, I can type my email in the chat. May I do so?
What we will do is we communicate with the teachers, and when we communicate with them for the follow-up, we can share it with them in that way too. But we communicate with all the
Well,
teachers.
okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
And you want to say goodbye to our Russian-speaking students?
Ребята, пока. Спасибо, что вы посмотрели этот фильм. Я надеюсь, он вам очень понравился, и вы можете найти меня на YouTube. Спасибо.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you to our audience for joining us for this important and invigorating conversation. For more information about the upcoming 45th Cleveland International Film Festival, please continue to follow us on social media or visit clevelandfilm.org. I'm Eric Siler. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.